I made the biggest mistake when I was making this cake. And let me tell you why. So as you can see there's a piece of foam underneath my cake. Now, a lot of cake decorators will do this trick if they want to add height to the cake, but the person didn't actually want to have that many people to feed or whatever it was. Sometimes we just add pieces of foam just to make sure that we get extra height and whatever, okay? But I added this to my 7-inch cake and I used a 7-inch piece of foam at the bottom. Now, what's the problem here? Okay, so the problem is that when I go to ice this, you're going to see that piece of foam and it's all messy and gross at the bottom. And if I leave it like this, then you're going to see that and it's just not, it's not the vibe that I'm going for. So to combat this, I decided I'm going to make this edible moss out of cake. And I love this little trick that I have because it just adds this beautiful element of enchantedness, fairiness, garden, and this is the whole vibe of this cake. It was a enchanted fairy garden theme with butterflies, and I thought, wow, perfect. I'm going to add this all around the sides of the cake and on the base of the cake just to cover it up. Now, I love making mistakes sometimes because this actually teaches me and it pushes me to my limits to kind of think outside the box and to make sure that, I still execute the cake. Often when we make cakes, we are going to make errors, and it's all trial and error, to be honest. You're going to make mistakes, and sometimes this is the biggest blessing because you learn so much when this happens. So I was really happy with how it was looking. It's such a trust the process moment, trust me, because I wanted to add lots of little elements to this cake. And I wanted to add little bits of colors like blue, purple, and pink, and I wanted to keep it quite pastel. I added a little bit of gold leaf just to add a little bit of shimmer, and then I stenciled over it with some buttercream just to add some textures and elements and more details to the cake. I'm going to pipe on some petals using a petal tip, just a little bit, just to kind of accent that it is a garden vibe. And I'm going to stick on beautiful wafer paper butterflies, all in different colors, because this cake is going to have some fresh florals. I went for a more pastel kind of muted vibe for the cake because the florals that you can see in the background there are going to be on the cake and they're quite vibrant. I love this little technique. We're going to make little enchanted mushrooms using buttercream, and I'm going to use a little silicone mold, and I'm going to pipe in the buttercream in there because it's going to give me perfect little rounds for the mushroom tops. And then once I've frozen them, it should only take a couple of minutes. You can just pop them onto your little buttercream little mushroom bodies. And just to add little bits of detail, I'm going to pipe on the little details of the mushroom. This is the part that I absolutely love about cake decorating. You start to add all these little beautiful details and things just start to come to life, and I really, really love that. As you can see, we're going with the garden theme, so I'm adding more butterflies, some fresh florals. I've put some mushrooms at the base, and we're pretty much almost finished. I've decided to add some butterflies on some little floral wire just to kind of make it look like it's flying and moving, and it gives the cake a little bit of movement and a bit of life as well. And here I am just adding the final touches. I'm adding some more butterflies. I made some sugar daisies. I'm just painting the insides of that with some yellow petal dust. I did a hand-painted name in gold luster and fondant, and I'm just adding that to the cake as well. I had a little gold fondant #1. I didn't know where to put it, but I ended up putting it right in the center, and it just looked perfect. Here's a little sneak peek of her birthday party. How beautiful is this? Happy birthday to little Aaliyah.